Okay, after weeks of design leaks, speculation and early hands-on the internet, finally it's here. The Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, and I'm sure you must have seen all of this.
Groundbreaking camera, privacy display.
And yes, instead of this, it was this.
AI. Agentic AI.
Yes, Agentic AI. But here's the thing, there are a lot of things that Samsung didn't even talk about. There's a new 3x telephoto camera. You can now take raw portrait photos, and also there's a 10,000 rupees price increase this year. So the question is, beyond the stage demos, beyond the marketing slides, 10 things that even Samsung didn't talk about the S26 Ultra. Watch around till the end, we'll tell you about all the upgrades, changes. This is Pradeep, you're already watching TechWiser, and straight from the global stage of smartphones, MWC Barcelona, let's Galaxy go. Now with the box, I'll tell you it's a similar unboxing experience. You get the phone, you get the same paperwork, a Type-C to Type-C cable, a SIM ejector tool, that's about it. But when you pick up the phone, here's when you start noticing the small changes, the design changes. Like on the back, the individual camera rings are no more. They have been now moved to a camera island. And I don't know if you have figured out this pattern or not, but from the last 2 years, the Z Fold design gives you a sneak peek to the upcoming Ultra design. Like, see, have a look. Z Fold 6, then S25 Ultra, they have bold camera rings. Z Fold 7, then S26 Ultra, they have the same camera island design. So Z Fold 8 will have the design of S27 Ultra. In fact, I feel now the S26 series all look similar, like same but different. The colors also this time, other than the Samsung.com exclusive colors, they are mostly in the darker tone, and this one is my favorite color. This is cobalt violet. Now, the first thing what Samsung didn't tell you in the event is the build material. So now the S26 Ultra frame is made up of armor aluminum, and you get a glass back. The back has Corning Gorilla Armor 2 protection. Now, why did Samsung switch from titanium to aluminum? Well, as per them, armor aluminum provides better protection to the phone while also being lighter. Like compared to the last year, it is now at 214 grams, which is 4 grams lighter than last year, which makes it the slimmest and the most lightest Ultra phone ever. Like, this is an Ultra phone, but it is actually very handy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a single-handed phone, but it is handy. And another thing that Samsung didn't mention about is the S Pen. So just like last year's S Pen, you can use it to write notes, scribble, do drawings, but you cannot use it to click photos once it is out of the slot. Also, if you put in the S Pen from the wrong side, it still goes in, but it just peeks out this way and it looks different. Along with this, you also get IP68 rating, so it can handle those splashes of water or even submersion. Now the next point, or the most hyped feature, privacy display. So how does it work and how good it is, what angle does it work in, and when you turn it on, is there a difference in the display quality? So basically, Samsung has brought privacy display on this S26 Ultra. This is the world's first phone to do this. Now, by default, the impact of privacy display is less, but you can turn on maximum protection and now almost invisible from the sides. Again, see, I'll show you Sayan's view real time. If he's here, he cannot see the display, but if he moves behind my shoulder, he can see it because that's your natural angle. Even I can see it this way. If he sits beside me, he cannot see it. If he peeks like this, of course, now he can see it. Now you can set to turn on privacy display all the time, or you can choose to only trigger when you are entering a PIN, password, or a specific app. Like, see, now you can see my display, but as soon as I go to the PIN page, you cannot see it. See, now you see it, and now you cannot see it. Like, this is so useful if you're entering UPI PIN in public. This is a nice thought out feature. Now, how does it work? Like, it is a hardware based feature. You can see pixels. As soon as I turn on privacy display, some pixels are turned off. This shows that the privacy display turns off some of the LEDs, and the remaining pixels emit light only in a straight direction. So these are called black matrix pixels. So consider this light as the black matrix pixels. And now if you see, you can see the light from the side. But when I close the flap, see, the light doesn't spill out from the side and it's almost invisible. But the pixels are still on from the front, the light is still on, but you cannot see it from the side. So they are just playing with the refractive index. So final question, does it affect display resolution or display quality? Well, technically it should. The display gets slightly dimmer, but practically when you're using the display in terms of resolution or quality, you cannot tell the difference. And since it turns off a lot of pixels and turn only some pixels on, it should practically save a bit of battery life. Now, apart from that, the Galaxy S26 Ultra comes with a 6.9-inch AMOLED display. Another big change this year is the S26 Ultra is now a 10-bit display. So if you're watching an HDR scene or HDR movie, you should see less color bending. So during my traveling, I was watching Anagana Okkaraju. Anaganaga Okaraju. So in Netflix, it has support for all the HDR codecs. Also, you get stereo speakers and the loudness is pretty much the same as last year. Now, there's one banger feature called Audio Eraser. So suppose if you're watching a match, or let's just say a football match, because we are in Barcelona. So now if you swipe down, you get Audio Eraser, and if you turn it on, it can remove the crowd noise and you can only hear commentary.
It's Real Madrid who've had all the possession so far as the ball's played long to Dani Carvajal.
And you can adjust the level of noise control, and you can also choose to boost audio dialogue like crazy, and this feature works in real time. And the next up is battery cycles. Now this year the S26 Ultra supports a 5000 mAh battery, and now you get 60 watt fast charging, which is upgraded like finally, long time due. So now you can fast charge 0 to 75% in half an hour. Also, there is an upgrade in wireless charging as well. So now you get 25 watt fast wireless charging support. However, the reverse wireless charging stays the same. Now, a lot of people were expecting MagSafe charging on the S26 Ultra, but you get MagSafe charging in the official Samsung cases. Now, the thing is, if they would have put magnets and supported MagSafe charging on the S26 Ultra, that removes reverse wireless charging. So you would not be able to reverse wireless charge Samsung Galaxy Watch or the Samsung Buds, which is a really big feature in Samsung phones. But this one comment I saw in the shots that we did, the battery life cycle now in Europe is 1200 cycles. So first of all, this battery life cycle is for Europe, and as per Europe testing as well, the battery life has gotten really well compared to last year. But Europe has 2 years warranty, so they have different regulations, and iPhone 17 Pro has 1000 cycle support, so this is still better, so you should not read much into it. Now, what makes a phone's experience better is the software. And I feel the war this year with AI and all of that has come down to software experience. So the S26 Ultra comes with latest OneUI 8.5 based on the latest Android 16 out of the box. So what's new here is the quick settings panel. So if you bring down the quick settings panel, this is easily one of the most customizable control centers right now. You can reorder tiles, resize them, change orientation of brightness and volume sliders, adjust media control size. And this is not just basic movement, you can literally redesign the layout the way you want. Now this next one feature is small but really useful. When you edit photos using AI tools in gallery, you now get a full edit history, which means you don't have to save after every edit. You can experiment freely, and if you mess up, you can just go back to the last step. It sounds simple, but once you use it, you will understand how powerful it is, and Samsung didn't mention it even once on the stage. Also, you now get new improved photo assist. I can just go inside and write in simple text what I want to add to the photo, and it will generate this. Actually, I can go one step ahead and even change the outfit that I wear in the photo. So again, what is a photo? Also, there are rumors that you might get the new quick share on Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. So now you should be able to send files to an iPhone wirelessly and even receive them on the S26 Ultra by using AirDrop. Other than this, there's also a gimbal mode that might come in the future, so that will support Insta360 and DJI products. Another major buzz with Samsung S26 series has been AI. So let's talk about S26 Ultra specific features. So first up is Now Nudge. So I clicked some pictures yesterday and Sayan is asking me on WhatsApp to share those photos. So Galaxy AI here understands the context and gives me a pop-up. I tap on it, I can only select the photos that I have clicked yesterday and tap on it and boom, send. The crazy thing is I have not switched between apps and I'm able to still send photos on WhatsApp. Now, since this is a Samsung keyboard feature, it will also work on WhatsApp and Instagram and other third-party apps. Now, the next feature here is call screening. So suppose you get a call from some random number, you can switch to call screening and now it will talk on behalf of you with the other person. And if it is important, you can read the context and take over the call. This is such a useful feature in India, like those life insurance, whatever spam calls. Apart from this, there's agentic mode as well. So the AI can do tasks on behalf of you. For example, your friends are debating in the group on what food to order for the get together and you're here, busy in a meeting. You cannot go through all of that. So now you can ask Gemini to take a note of all the items presented in the group chat, then put it in card in some other app. And once you approved it, it can even order those from the app. As of now, it is only available for US food delivery apps and Uber, but I hope it comes to India and supports a lot of Indian apps. In software, one more thing that they didn't tell you is Bixby, Samsung's own voice assistant, now uses Perplexity AI in background. Now to power all of this smart stuff, the S26 Ultra comes with the latest Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 and you get top of the line RAM and storage specs. Also, Samsung has redesigned the vapor cooling chamber this year, so as per Samsung, it should give 21% better performance or better cooling. Now we ran Antutu, the S26 Ultra scores around 35 lakhs, and also we ran the CPU throttling test, and even after 15 minutes the graph is green. So the phone fairly performs well in benchmarks, but then what about real life tasks? So since I'm on the go, I'm doing a lot of video calls, and then I have YouTube open in a split screen, and I also have Notes app open in a pop-up window. Now this task is simple, but I've been doing this for half an hour, 1 hour every day, and it could handle all of that easily. Now again, since I'm on the go, I have not found time to game much, but in BGMI it can run at 90 FPS, smooth graphics, and the gameplay in my limited amount of time has been well. Now finally, let's talk about real camera upgrades. Now this year Samsung has not upgraded the camera sensor, but now you get upgraded lenses. Now they have reduced the aperture on the main and the 5x lens. Now I took a lot of photos this time in Paris and Barcelona, and have a look at them. What I felt is the S26 Ultra maintains a cooler white balance, and generally all photos appear brighter. HDR in most situations is pretty good. Like see these photos again, lamppost, the subject and background is well lit. In portrait photos, see this photo of Mrinal, the edge detection is okay. Sometimes I felt that against a bright background, it tends to darken the subject. Also due to the lower aperture this year, the S26 Ultra can take in more lights even in videos. Also they have improved the video algorithm for night called nightography, and now it works differently for different lenses. So see this Eiffel Tower video that I have took. It is challenging because the tower is blinking, plus this is super night time, and even when I switch lenses, you don't see weird artifacts in the sky or flares or blooming. So this was like a good video. Now a couple of hidden things that people didn't talk about. Now the S26 Ultra by default takes 12 megapixel photos, but if you download the camera assistant in Good Log, you can enable advanced resolution options, and now you can take 24 megapixel photos by default, and if you see side by side, the 24 megapixel photos have much more sharpness. Also if you go to expert raw mode, now you can take raw photos at 24 megapixel, but you can also take portrait photos, so you get that blurred background, and now you can work on those raw photos and color grade them much better. Now also there's horizon level stabilization. So if you see in this video in the mirror, I'm rotating the phone via my hand, but the footage stays stable. You can take the phone 360 degree and your footage will still be stable. By the way, this is not a new feature, but the least talked about feature, APV codec. You have to go to settings, turn on APV codec, put it to log mode. So now you can basically record log videos in 8K 30 FPS, and this is insane. Like this is so raw that I recorded a 6-second video and it took almost 2 GB of space. But this is proper raw video. You can actually record it to an external SSD via the Type-C port. So this raw footage, as of now, you can color correct inside the phone only. There's predefined presets as well. So I'll just show you a few samples of it. The blockbuster color LUT is really good, and I believe people who create videos from their phone, or if you're a creator, this is one of the best video feature on Android in a long time. Now overall, in my limited time with the S26 Ultra, this is what I feel. I feel Samsung is far ahead in the AI and software race, and this S26 Ultra is the default phone to upgrade in this entire S26 series. If you're coming from S23 or S24 series, get the S26 Ultra, you will find a major change or improvement. Also, check offline, you will get a better offer and a better idea. In fact, if you pre-order the phone before 10th March, you will get 512 GB instead of the 256 GB, which makes it about the same price as last year. So the S26 Ultra starts at about 1,39,900. Also, I'm almost certain that the Now Nudge, the new Now Brief, Expert Raw, that raw portrait will come to the previous S series phone via software update. On that note, this is Pratik signing off. See you in the next two videos. Pew pew pew. Muchos gracias for watching.